Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Sports Star. Today, we're going to be doing a mock draft on the channel. It's been a while since we've done one, but we're back, and we're going to do our first one here for December. Like the video if you like these mock drafts, and subscribe if you aren't already. And you have the first pick, so let's get right into this.
Yeah, so with my first pick, I'm going Aidan Hutchinson, the edge out of Michigan. He's just been very dominant. He was in Heisman contentions, but I feel like Aidan Hutchinson just had a better year, and I feel like he can keep it up in the pros, and I feel like he's just a better prospect than Kayvon. That's just my opinion. And number two.
Yeah, and Aidan Hutchinson was a Heisman candidate too. He was really good this year. You don't really see any defensive players as a Heisman candidate, so it was really cool to see him up there. And now we have the Lions, who, unfortunately for them, just won their way out of the first overall pick. With them, I'm going to go with Kayvon Thibodeaux. I think they're 1-2, Hutchinson and Thibodeaux. I think that obviously the Lions would want Hutchinson probably a little bit more. But Thibodeaux is not a bad player at all. He's really, really good. He's overall just a really good prospect for the Lions here.
All right, so number three, we have got the Texans here. So the Texans, I feel like, won't go edge, and it's going to go down. I think they'll have to take Derek Stingley. This might be a bit of a reach, number three, but I feel like Stingley, clearly the best corner in the draft, and they need to get some talent at the cornerback position. And it was either that or Hamilton, but I just felt like Stingley was the better option here.
Yeah, so now with the Jets at number 4, obviously Jamal Adams got traded away, and with this pick that they traded away for Jamal Adams, they're going to pick his replacement in Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton is an extremely just well-rounded player out of Notre Dame, and I think the Jets defense really lackluster right now, and going to kind of fill up that Jamal Adams role. Really, I mean, Jamal Adams isn't playing really well right now in the Seahawks, but Kyle Hamilton hopefully will do what he did in New York.
Yeah, so moving on to number 5, we have the New York Jets, who have 2 picks in a row here. Interesting.
The Giants.
The Giants have 2 picks in a row here. And they are going to go with an offensive tackle Akeem Uwanu. And just to solidify that offensive line that is deeply in trouble right now. So
Ikem Ekonwu, yep, that's Yeah, Aidan Hutchinson's a really good player. And Andrew Thomas hasn't exactly worked out. Obviously, he did score a touchdown, but that isn't exactly what you're hoping for with an offensive tackle. You're hoping he's going to do a nice job, obviously, blocking up for Daniel Jones. And now, with the 6th pick, I feel like the Giants here should take a quarterback. Now, I think Daniel Jones is on his way out, but the question here is, which quarterback will it actually be? In my opinion, I think it should either be Kenny Pickett, or probably not Matt Corral. I've watched a little bit of his tape. He's not doing that great. I think it should be Kenny Pickett here for the Giants. What do you say?
I think that's a safe pick. It's not a strong QB draft class. But I think Kenny Pickett just had a great season, and he'd be a safe pick here.
Yeah, so Kenny Pickett goes at the 6th. Ironically, the same position that they drafted Daniel Jones in. But Kenny Pickett, he's really dynamic. He can run the ball as well as pass it. So I think he should be a good replacement for Daniel Jones, and hopefully their quarterback of the future.
Right, and what do you know? It's the Panthers up next, and they're also going to take a quarterback. They are in dire need of a quarterback, a good young quarterback, whose name is not Cam Newton. they're gonna be taking Matt Corral. Corral has a great upside, but didn't have the season that everyone hoped him to have. But I feel like in the long run, this should be okay, an okay pick for them. So they'll roll the dice with Corral.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, every year QBs get taken early. We know that. I don't know how many QBs are going to be taken really early this year, but if history is anything to go off of, they certainly will fly quickly. At number 8 with the Jets, they picked Kyle Hamilton earlier. This is an interesting pick. I think they need more defense, and especially the D line. So I'm going to give them George Karlaftis out of Purdue, so that they can bolster that edge group and hopefully work towards just really. Their defense is really lackluster, and that's what they need to work on right now.
Yeah, so moving on here with the Falcons. And I was kind of hoping that the Jets were not going to select George because that's one of their biggest needs this year. So, but since you have, I'd say the next best edge rusher is David Ojabo from Michigan. But since he is not going to be available, I'm going to have to go with
David Ojabo is available if you want him.
But I don't think he's worth this high.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I'll have to go DeMarvin Leal, yeah.
DeMarvin Leal, okay. Big defensive tackle out of Texas A&M, and he's a really good player overall. Football team up at 10. Obviously Taylor Heineke, probably not the QB of the future, but at this point in the draft, I don't really like any of the quarterbacks available. Sam Howell, I think, hasn't had a great last year at all. Malik Willis, maybe, but I don't want to take Malik. I don't have a ton of confidence in him, is what I'm trying to say. Carson Strong, I've watched a bit of his tape as well. Really kind of indecisive, and I don't like that. And Desmond Ridder, I think, is a good late option, but I wouldn't take him inside the top 10 at all. So really, they're left with their defense is pretty good, but I think they probably need to take a wide receiver, and that would be Garrett Wilson in this scenario out of Ohio State. Garrett Wilson could really slot into that team next to Scary Terry, and just help them. Just whoever's going to be the quarterback next year, whether that's Fitzpatrick, whether that's Heineke, whoever it is, just give them a good receiving corps.
All right, we have the Eagles up next, and the Eagles, I feel like they should be taking I don't know. This is a tough situation here. Edge rusher, but I think they'll be taking that other edge rusher from Michigan, just to solidify that. As well, Jalen Hurts seems like he's done good enough job. He's finally found his rhythm and looking pretty good.
Yeah, so is it David Ojabo as the pick?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So now 12, the Eagles have it again, back-to-back picks. I'm not sure which one's their actual pick and which one's the, who is it? I forgot what team it was, but anyway, I think at 12, you might as well just go for the best player available. And I think that's Evan Neal, who has slipped way past where he should have gone. And that will help just really the Eagles, especially being a run-heavy team as they are, they need a good offensive line, and that's really just going to help them.
All right, so the Broncos are on the board, and they're going to be taking a I feel like QB would be a safe pick here. I don't think Teddy Bridgewater is the answer. And right here would be so we've only taken 2 QBs, right?
Yes, yeah. So we've had where we get Kenny Pickett and Matt Corral, yeah.
I'm going to have to reach here. I'm going to have to give him Malik Willis over Desmond Ridder. I feel like Malik Willis just fits their scheme a lot more than Ridder, and I feel like that'd be a good pick in the long run. He is a project, but I feel like if he can sit behind Teddy Bridgewater a year, it'll help develop him into a good quarterback. So
yeah, okay. 14, the Saints. At this point, I think they probably also are looking for best player available. Although that defense it's been really dominant, really. So I think they're probably targeting an offensive player with this pick. I think they go with Chris Olave. Chris Olave is a really good talent out of the Ohio State again. That's 2 Ohio State wide receivers in the top 14, the only 2 wide receivers taken so far. But both of those guys are really good talents, and the Saints could really use a receiving option.
Okay, the Browns. So the Browns are on the board, and I feel like for the Browns, they should be looking at I don't know. They could be looking at several different options here. Dang.
It might go.
What do you think? Who do you think they should go with here? I know
they might. So this could obviously come down to whether they keep Baker Mayfield or not. I think they do have a fifth-year option though, so I don't think they're going to get rid of him. But maybe look at a quarterback. Maybe look at like a Desmond Ridder or a Carson Strong. Just take him and develop for a year. Or you could look to maybe get a wide receiver or a tackle or something for depth. Or even like Boots Jr. here. Yeah.
I feel like they should take a wide receiver, and Jamison Williams. Jamison Williams is going to be my pick here from Alabama. Just been very dominant in Alabama. Been one of the better receivers in college football, and I think he could be developed into being the number 1 prospect from this draft class, and he just has that talent. So I feel like that would be a good pick for the Browns.
Yeah, that's fair. And now the Vegas Raiders at 16. Obviously, I think they would love Jamison Williams right now. At 16, they just lost Henry Ruggs. They lost, I forgot the name of the corner, but they lost one of their corners who was a first-round pick. So I think they got to take a corner here with one available, and that's going to be Andrew Booth Jr., who's very highly rated at 5th in this PFN mock draft simulator. But I think it might be worth it, honestly, because he's a great player. And out of Clemson, they've been struggling this year, but he hasn't at all. So the Steelers now at 17. All right, so my part cut out, but I'll finish the draft today. At 17, the Steelers. I'm thinking about giving them an offensive tackle or offensive guard, but I think they need a quarterback more than anybody here. And I like Desmond Ridder to them. So I'm going to give them that because really Desmond Ridder brings that versatility in the run game as well that I don't think many of the other quarterbacks provide. Certainly not Big Ben, who I think is retiring again. But yeah, he is going to be a very beneficial part of that offense. At 18, the Ravens. I think they go BPA here, best player available. And I think really you could probably bolster up that offensive line by going Kenyon Green here. He's a really nice player out of A&M. And they're just looking to make that defense or offensive line better. 19, the Vikings. The Vikings could probably go with a defensive lineman here. I think their quarterback, or not their quarterback, but their head coach, Zimmer, is out. But it really comes down to what the new scheme wants and who they keep as well. I would be probably looking to go with some sort of defensive lineman or cornerback. But they did pick a lot of corners in the past few years, so I'm going to go with Jordan Davis here. And now we have the Bills, who are at 20. I believe that they should go with Kaiir Elam here. Just go with best player available again. I know it's been a theme in this mock draft, but it's I think it's fine. I think they need to really just make that team as good as possible and hang with those, like, for example, the Chiefs or the Bucs, just hang with those wide receivers. The Dolphins at 21, interestingly ahead of the Bills right now in the mock draft. I'm not sure who exactly they would want to take. Probably some sort of offensive lineman, given how terrible that line has been this year. And that means Charles Cross, who has fallen, is going to go there. 22, the Chargers. Probably some sort of either wide receiver or I think defense, really. I think they go wide receiver, go Drake London. And that way, give just Justin Herbert as many possible options and just make that offense unstoppable. Make it like a track meet every time you play a Chiefs or a Buccaneers or just really any team that has a bunch of good wide receivers. Just make it unguardable. The Eagles at 23. Again, they've taken a couple good players already. They need to. They're probably going to stick with just Jalen Hurts. They've already taken an edge rusher and a tackle, and now I think they go corner here. Go Ahmad Gardner, who is out of Cincinnati. They don't have much depth there anyway, so that's a good option there. 20 for the Lions. They should probably focus on the I'm not sure. Actually, what did they go? They went Kayvon Thibodeau. It's probably an offensive pick here now. Their offensive line is pretty good. Let's go wide receiver with Treylon Burks. And that will give them another just receiving option for them.
All right, so I'm back on the board. Something happened with my computer. It was weird, but anyway, pick 25. We have the Bengals. Interesting situation here, but I feel like Tyler Linderbaum would be an amazing pick. This would be a steal in my opinion. One of the probably top 3 offensive linemen in the draft, and Tyler Linderbaum, and that's one of their biggest needs, to just protect Joe Burrow and keep just like developing as a team, because they've definitely took a huge stride with Joe Burrow this season, and just protect him.
Yeah, so that brings our Titans onto the board. We're obviously Titans fans. At 26. Now, as Titans fan, we watched Titans games. I think the defense has been really good this year. The offense has been the area that's been struggling. Wide receivers and running backs obviously sorted. Tight ends, maybe, but there's no really good tight ends at this point. I think you have to go offensive line in this situation, unless there's an amazing quarterback available, which there's not. I think Ryan Tannehill has been good, but I think obviously if we have a future, like if Desmond Ridder fell to us, I wouldn't be mad if we took him at the spot. But I think right now you probably want to take maybe like replace Nate Davis or someone like that. And I think we go with Zion Johnson, who it says he's.
Before you pick that, you picked him. Sorry.
Oh, I picked it. Yeah.
I feel like Nate Davis would be the only offensive guard, one of the only offensive tackle on our team that I would keep. I feel like we have to get rid of Questenberry, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I feel
also, I think you just any really offensive lineman, and you can offensive line is one of those positions where you can like switch around a little bit and Like one guy swings in to guard, another swings out to tackle, and that's not a huge deal on the offensive line. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I feel like we have to get rid of David Quessenberry. We cannot let him stay. He's got, to be fair, he has a great story, but like, I don't know. Quessenberry is not a starter. According to Pro Football Focus, I think I saw something about how he gave up the most sacks at his position this year at like 11 or 12. And our sack totals from last year just like skyrocketed how many times Tannehill's gotten sacked, and he's just not giving him enough time to find an open receiver. And so we're having to run these plays that are just like made for like one player specifically, and like the others are just, I don't know. We need offensive tackle. That's one of our very biggest needs, and I like Zion Johnson, and I think that's a good pick.
Yeah, that's good. And you're on the clock at 27 again.
27. Okay, we have the Cardinals. So I don't think we'll go Devin Lloyd, and I think you'd have to take into consideration cornerbacks here, but Daxton Hill would not be a bad prospect to take. It would help your secondary tremendously, and your secondary is one of your biggest needs of improvement, so I'm going to take Daxton Hill.
Yeah, that's good. And then the Buccaneers at 28, obviously, in this situation, they don't make the conference championships. They get knocked out in the divisional round. I think their defense is just really, really good, but also their offense is really good. So I don't really know what to pick here. This might be a trade down spot, but since we're not doing trades in this mock, I think they might take another linebacker. Although really looking at the linebacker, I don't see a need for that. I think they might go corner here. And Trent McDuffie is a great prospect out of Washington, so they would pick him.
All right. With the Pats on the board, you have a great team. You've got a tremendous quarterback. You've got a tremendous coach, apparently. So you could either go wide receiver or running back here. Damian Harris has done well. I don't think he is I don't want to say like bad, but he's just not the future. So I'm going to have to go with the running back from Michigan State, Kenneth Walker, who, if I'm not wrong, was in contention for Heisman. So he had a great year, and I feel like he is going to be hopefully for them, a long-term solution for the Patriots.
Yeah. And now in this situation, the Cowboys getting to NFC Championship game, getting knocked out there. What are they really lacking? I feel like they might be lacking a little bit in the probably defensive line. I'm not 100% sure. I don't watch a ton of Cowboys games. But what do you say? I think their biggest need might be the defensive line here.
Yeah, I'd go defensive line here.
Yeah. So I think the best player is probably Jermaine Johnson. So we'll pick him here. And then the Chiefs at 31.
Easy pick here. We're going offensive line, Trevor Penning from Northern Iowa. Protect Mahomes. That's all you really need to do. You've got a franchise quarterback. Obviously, since he's the highest paid quarterback, you need to protect him. He cannot get hurt. And as you saw this year so far, they have not done a great job protecting him. So I'm going Trevor Penning here.
Yeah, and for the Packers, I think Sam Howell fits in perfectly, right? I mean, first-round quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Just perfect. Yeah. Okay. No, but actually, I don't think they go wide receiver here either. I think they probably go with the best player available. In this situation, they win the Super Bowl, so I think Devin Lloyd is probably the best player in this draft. And there we have it. So, do you have any last words to say?
If you want to become a member, hit that join button down below. It's only You can do it for 99 cents a month. And it's not that much if you just want to have cool perks, like get to connect with us more. Hit that join button down below and join our Discord. All the links will be in the description below.
Like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. We'll probably have this come out, and then we'll probably have a few more breakdowns come out in the community tab, so look out for that. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace out, everyone.